What is up, guys? It's me, exactly, and welcome to day 62 of the 2017-2018 NBA season. Someone left a comment on my video yesterday and it said that this time last year I was at 5,000 subscribers. I know this, of course. I remember where I was this time last year, but it never really registered to me that at this time last year I was at 5,000 subscribers. And back then I thought that was a boatload of subscribers. I was happy with that, but it's just crazy because like 1 year later of non-stop putting in work, you look back and this is how far we've come. It's really hard to believe. This time last year I was watching people unbox their silver 100,000 subscriber play button, and now 1 year later we got our own. I've been watching million subscriber play button unboxing, so we'll see what happens with that. It's like none of this stuff is possible without you guys. Like all the work I put in, it doesn't mean anything without the support of you guys. So I just want to say thank you so much to every last single one of you who watches these videos on a daily basis, who click subscribe to their channel for whatever reason that might be. You guys are the real MVPs. We hit a million a year. I don't know how it's gonna happen, but it is going to happen. This time next year we will be at 1 million subscribers, guarantee it. But now that we got all that out the way, we do have some actual stuff to talk about today, so let's not waste any more time. Let's just get into everything that we gotta cover. Lego. With how well the Cavs been playing for like the past 20 or so games, it's tough to remember that they're not even at full strength yet. This ain't their final form. First off, even though LeBron James has been playing at an all-time level so far this season, his best season of his career so far, if you were to ask me, this is still regular season LeBron. Remember that. There are stages of LeBron James. Of course, there's regular season LeBron, then you got playoff LeBron, but then you also have NBA Finals LeBron. Three completely different monsters, and we're still seeing stage one, regular season LeBron. So that means that we're still not seeing the Cavs at full strength right there. But on top of that, they're still not even at full strength. They are still missing their number 2 guy, their starting point guard, Isaiah Thomas. How crazy is that? I'm sure with everything that has been going on so far this season that a lot of you just straight up forgot about IT as a player and that he was supposed to be on the Cleveland Cavaliers, but because of a hip injury, he has been MIA. That won't be the case for much longer. We got some great news on the Isaiah Thomas front yesterday, as the Cavaliers now have a timetable as to when they expect him to return. And that timetable is in 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. In the first week of January, Isaiah Thomas will return to the Cleveland Cavaliers. It is official. And according to the reports, Isaiah Thomas said that he is fine and can come back now if the team let him, but they're holding him out just a little bit longer to make sure he is actually at 100%. They need him for the long run, not as much for like halfway through the regular season. That being said, this is still kind of disappointing for a couple of reasons. The first is that maybe a month ago, it was rumored that Isaiah Thomas was supposed to come back midway through December. It's midway through December and we still haven't seen Isaiah Thomas, so that kind of sucks. I would have liked to have seen him already. But adding on to that is the fact that this means that we won't get to see him go up against the Golden State Warriors when the Cavs play the Warriors this Christmas. I would love to see both teams at 100% for Christmas Day, and Isaiah Thomas coming back will be necessary for that to happen. It doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. But then again, Steph Curry might not even play for the Golden State Warriors that day, so it is what it is. That's the bad about this, but there is also some good about this, and the good could be really good and really freaking entertaining. Here are the teams that the Cavs play in the first week of January. They play Portland, Orlando, and Boston. Yes, they play the Boston Celtics. They play Isaiah Thomas's old team in the first week of January. See, this right here could be poetic justice for Isaiah Thomas in his first game as a Cleveland Cavalier to go up against the team that traded him, and he feels kind of stabbed him in the back by doing so. And even better is that the game will be in Boston, and they for sure should have some kind of tribute video ready to play for him. I don't know if this was planned or on purpose by Cleveland or by Isaiah Thomas, him actually saying, you know what, keep me out. I want my first game to be against my old team. I want to go in my bag against my old team. But regardless of whose idea it was, or if this is just some ironic twist of fate, if he comes back that game, that will be the best thing that could that could happen, the most entertaining thing that could happen. Maybe not the best, but the most entertaining thing that could happen for us, the fans. And real quick, while we're on the topic of the Cleveland Cavaliers, they played a game yesterday versus the Washington Wizards. See, the Wizards think of themselves as a threat to the Cavs in the East, but look, we all know that ain't really true. I mean, I get it that John Wall has been on 100% this year, but even if he was, I mean, come on, really? It's the Wiz versus the Cavs. The Wiz aren't bad, but it's the Cavs. The Cavs beat the Wizards for the second time this season, 106-99, behind yet another triple-double from LeBron James. 20 points, 15 assists, and 12 rebounds. This was LeBron's third triple-double in a row and the fourth that he has had in 5 games. Is there anyone out there that doesn't think LeBron could average a triple-double if he really wanted to? He ain't out here trying to get triple-doubles. It just happens. And if you look at his numbers so far this year, you see 28, 9, and 8 on the year. That's pretty freaking close to a triple-double. If he really wanted to, he could get a triple-double every single night. Speaking of triple-doubles though, one doesn't simply mention triple-doubles without mentioning the king of triple-doubles, Mr. Triple-Double himself, Russell Westbrook. See, Russell Westbrook has been coming under a decent amount of fire this year for the way the Oklahoma City Thunder have been playing. Granted, you can't put 100% of the blame on Russell Westbrook for the Thunder not being able to win consistently, but you do have to put some of the blame on him since he is part of the team, and more than that, he is the leader of the Oklahoma City Thunder. But that's not even what we gotta talk about today. See, we're not gonna talk about the Thunder, their struggles, what's going on with them, but we do have something Russell Westbrook related. See, Victor Oladipo, with the way he has been playing this year, people have been wondering if the Thunder made a mistake by trading him, and if Westbrook actually did have star level help last year and just didn't realize it. And there's a simple answer to both of those questions. No. See, the Thunder didn't really mess up by trading Oladipo because he wouldn't have been able to play the way he's playing right now alongside Russell Westbrook in OKC. He just wouldn't have had the ball in his hands enough. And also, no, he wasn't this good last year. Oladipo said yesterday that he owes a lot of the success he is having this year to spending all of last year playing alongside Russell Westbrook. Going there and seeing him do that, just seeing his year overall last year definitely helped me realize that I gotta put in a lot of work to get on that level. So he definitely helped influence my growth both on and off the court. He was an amazing resource, especially last year, to learn from, and I apply it to the everyday life today. Maybe the 1 year that he spent in OKC was the best thing that could have happened in Oladipo's career. Like I said, people were kind of harping on the fact that Westbrook was holding Oladipo back last year, but here's the truth. We will never know how good Oladipo could have been last year if he had a bigger role on another team. But like he just said, the work that he saw Russell Westbrook putting in is what influenced him to put in all the work that he put in this summer that helped him elevate his game to the level it's at right now. He saw the amount of work that it takes to be great in the NBA. He applied that to himself, and that's what the result is, what we're seeing right now. And maybe low-key more players might need to start spending a year watching Russell Westbrook, or even better, training with Russell Westbrook. He could be like the breeder of hardworking NBA stars. And speaking of Oladipo, he led the Pacers to another win yesterday over the Brooklyn Nets. This is a trend that's going to continue. Over a third of the way through the season, and he's still playing at this high of a level. It's not a fad or a phase. He is the real deal. 26 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists for Oladipo. 109-97 was the final score, and not sure why, but there was still no sign of Jahlil Okafor for the Nets. He played 1 game so far, which was their last game, but didn't play last night. Is this man still not going to get any playing time for the Nets? Look, the Sixers might have actually had a reason as to why they weren't playing Jahlil Okafor, and they just didn't tell anyone. It's starting to look like that could be the case, but I don't know, it's still too early to say. The fact that he isn't getting any playing time on the Nets, though, is kind of concerning. Vince Carter received a standing ovation in Toronto yesterday, maybe because the home crowd felt this could be the last time that he ever plays in the Air Canada Center, since this could very well be his last season in the NBA. But contrary to what they might think, this might not be the end of VC in Toronto, as Vince Carter said a return to the Raptors is supposed to happen. Somehow, whether it's a one-day contract or something, it will happen. It's supposed to happen, I think. I can say that now. I've had a lot of people saying it's supposed to happen, so now I guess I just have to believe. That's what Vince Carter said about this, and I'm not sure if he will ever get a full contract with the Raptors, even if it would just be a 1-year veteran's minimum, but I can for sure see the Raptors bringing him back on a 1-day contract so we can officially retire as a Raptor, and that would be cool. And I'm also sure that the Raptors will retire Vince's number at some point too. Till then though, the Raptors have to keep their focus on the season they're having at hand, which is low-key a really good season. With a win yesterday, the Raptors are now 20-8 on the year, still right there in the running for one of the top 2 seeds out east. All it takes is a slight slip up from either the Boston Celtics or the Cleveland Cavaliers, and then bang, the Raptors are right there. 108 to 93 was the final score in this one. DeRozan led the Raptors in scoring with 21, while Jonas Valanciunas had 13 points and 16 rebounds. I almost lost it yesterday, guys. I came super close to losing my mind because I thought we had this game in the bag. Fourth quarter was halfway over. The Pistons were up by 24 points. What could possibly go wrong? Like, to blow a 24-point lead in 6 minutes, you would literally have to try super hard to make everything go wrong. So you better believe that when that 24-point lead was cut down to only 5 with like 3 minutes to go, that I was looking around for answers as to what the heck was going on. I was already coming up with ways that I could explain the Pistons blowing such a big lead and losing if that were to happen last night. Luckily though, after they realized what was about to happen, they started trying again and wind up with a 114-110 win over Orlando. Mario Hezonja though, I am convinced that Orlando is one of the most talented young teams in the NBA. It's just that none of the young players can be good in Orlando. Tobias Harris and Victor Oladipo both survived and made it out of there alive and are now thriving on different teams. Look, Vucevic, Aaron Gordon, Mario Hezonja, Evan Fournier, and maybe even Alfred Payton. All of guys I feel could be great for another team, just not Orlando. Hezonja though did have the best game of his career last night for Orlando, putting up 28 points and hitting 8 of his 12 3-point attempts. He was absolutely on fire, and Reggie Bullock was the high man for Detroit, as he has been having a great year ever since being promoted to the starting lineup. He scored 20 for Detroit, as Detroit tied their franchise high in 3-pointers made for the 3rd time with 17. And that wraps up all the action from last night. You guys already know that you can vote for the player of the day by clicking this little card annotation thing right here. Just remember that only players whose team won are eligible to win player of the day. And yesterday, you guys selected LeBron James and his 29 points, 11 rebounds, and 10 assists as your player of the day over Michael Beasley. But it's cool because Michael Beasley is still your favorite player's favorite player. He's just like Melo, but on the left side of the court. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Y'all are the real MVPs. As always, leave a like on this video if you want your favorite team to win their next game, as well as subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date with everything that goes on in the NBA. Till tomorrow though, keep getting the buckets, Team SDC, and I'm out of here. Peace.